those likes up so that TikTok can go fetch the rest of our troops. Okti, hi, how are you doing? Guys, how was your weekend? Tell me how your weekend was. How you guys feeling, about your careers? How you guys feeling about what you careers? How you guys feeling about what you're trying to achieve? How you guys feeling about really growing your a lot of work, guys. I know it's a lot of work, right? I know 100% without a doubt, but it's something that we have to do. Unfortunately, we don't have a choice. And how you treat your workplace, how you interact in the workplace is going to determine whether you're going to be happy or not. One of the things that, guys, we have to always remember, if the workplace is not good for you, you move to another workplace. It's as simple as that. Apply. Let's get apply. Don't be afraid to apply for other jobs if it's not working where you are. And remember, applying for another job, guys, does not mean you quit your current job and then you stay at home and then you apply. That's going to make you lose your income. Okay, you don't want to lose your income. You can still look for other jobs while you are still working. Like I said last week, if you shoot for another position and then you don't get it, it's okay. You go back to your previous job and then you keep working and you keep paying the bills. You keep fixing your LinkedIn profile and then you keep applying for other jobs. It's as simple as that, right? But let's talk about the success formula of making sure that you are in a good mind space. A good mind space is very critical for you to understand what your next direction should be when it comes to your career, right? And the workplace is a place where you spend most of your time, right? From 8 in the morning until 4:30 to 5, you spend your time there. If your experience there is horrible, it's going to be so difficult for you to come up with bigger goals for yourselves, bigger. You guys are scarce. My network is busy showing me flames here. I'm not sure why. But yes, guys, it's a learning institution, it's not a social institution. I know some of you guys have workplace besties and all of that and whatnot, right? And that on its own is a problem. Lady D, thank you for coming through. Welcome. Thank you for coming through. Okay. So, Khopotso, thank you for coming through. I see you, Khopotso. Thank you for coming through. So, guys, that's the first thing for me. Your workplace is a learning institution. Guys, why do I call it a learning institution? Take a step back and think about things that are at your workplace. Like, honestly speaking, take a step back. Internet, you have. Processes and systems, you have. Policies, you have. People that know more than you have. Meetings where you can learn from others, you have, right? And you're still getting paid for that. So it's like you are getting paid to learn. That's the thing about the workplace. You're getting paid to learn. So you have to shift your focus now and say, how do I look at the workplace? It's a learning institution. Opportunities to study, they have. So you need to engage with all of those things so that you can keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. So it's not a social environment, guys. Right? I know and whatnot. That's why you must stay away from the kitchen, where people are constantly gossiping when they're making coffee and all of that. You need to stay away from all of that kind of stuff and look at the workplace differently. Okay, I hope we all agree on this one, and then we're going to change our outlook. We're going to change our mindset when it comes to that. Okay, learn as much as you can. What if your boss just hates you? We'll get into that. Nyanda will get into that when I speak about point number 2. All right. So first of all, without thinking about people that don't like you, people that are problematic, people that are full of nonsense and whatnot, without thinking about them, I want you to change your outlook on the workplace. When you wake up in the morning, you wake up for yourself. You don't wake up for other people. You wake up for yourself to go and learn, to go get new skills. Because, guys, the more you interact with the systems and the software and the processes and the procedures, and you do this on your own, it's not a group assignment. You don't do this with 10 people. You don't do this in order to gain popularity and all of that, right? Forget all of that. Not impressing anybody. You focus on what the workplace is offering you. And you use those resources. Lady T, I'm glad you agree, right? You use those resources, guys. Learn, download the manuals, read the sustainability reports, understand how the sector works. Fifi, hi. Thank you for coming through. You understand? Learn from the workplace. Play around with systems, play around with processes, play around with procedures. It's like you are using somebody else's company to learn as much as you can. That's what you need to do. You've been presented with those resources in front of you. So forget all of these people that don't like you. Forget all of these people that are fighting. Forget all of these people that are saying whatever they want to say. Maybe they don't have a bigger career ambition like you do. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe they don't want to get into exco level. Maybe why not just keep your head down and look at the workplace in a different way. So when you wake up knowing that I have another opportunity today to learn as many skills as I can. That is important and that is very critical. I quit my job because of him, but not before I make sure that he gets demoted. Oh, okay. Nyanda, we're going to speak about that. Posh agrees with this. Okay. So guys, please do that. Change your mindset. You wake up, if I'm not school, right? You wake up so that you can go there and you can learn and you can play around it. Like, you are allowed to make mistakes. It's somebody else's money. It's somebody else's company. So allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to learn. Allow yourself to get as much information as you can, because this is a passage that you are passing through. Because we know what your end goal is, right? You guys are the #Fetch Army. The Fetch Army is going for those executive positions. So those smaller positions that we're busy in right now, you don't need to be so immersed in them that they make you miserable and whatnot. It's a passage, Rafeta, siyandlula. And it's dlula ngokufunda. Rafeta ka learn something. Right? So I want you guys to change your outlook and your mindset. Yegelani indaba zo, my workplace bestie, just calm down with all of that. It's not a social environment. Guys, go find friends outside. Right? And if you click with people at work, it's fine, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, those people are going to be looking out for themselves at the end of the day. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be looking out for themselves. Your workplace bestie, you remember those guys that we used to go to varsity with? And then when they go to a club, we go to the club with them. But when they get home, they study. Because at the end of the day, they're going to look out for themselves. When both of you have not studied because both of you got drunk. And then they study. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to look out for yourself. Go learn. Use it as that. Don't faff around when it comes to that. My coworker never takes me seriously, maybe intimidated, but will always treat me like a junior. You know what, Fifi? Learn as much as you can. There are systems, there are processes, there are free software. Some of the things that you are learning from in the workplace, they are so difficult. I mean, imagine if you have to set up the same kind of learning environment in your own home in order for you to learn skills and grow. You know how much it would cost you to put in those computers, to put in that Wi-Fi, to put in those systems, to put in that software, to put in all of that. So you are now getting it for free and you are getting paid on top of that. This is nice. Fifi will change her perspective. I'm glad. Our lady T says powerful. Okay, sharp. Asizelanga muntu emsebenzini actually. Asizelanga muntu, Fifi. We are not there for people. My micromanager treat me of stealing, lead me to my dismissal. I'm so sorry to hear that, but we're going to get into that, right? This is so true. Had a bad experience, never make friends, and they have ulterior motives. They do. Why wouldn't they? It's a jungle. In the workplace, it's a jungle, guys. You need to understand that. Yongtol, Batini, God for us all, Guluva for himself. That's what Uzola said. God for us all, but Guluva for himself. So ube Guluva and look out for yourself at the end of the day. If there was a position that was to open up, you think, and then both you and your work bestie qualify for it, you think your work bestie is going to sit back and say, "I show me, you apply me, I'm just going to sit back." It's not going to happen. So you guys create these bonds that complicate things. Take it easy. I never made friends at work. There's people that I knew. There's people that I clicked with. There's people that I had conversations with. But I never claimed to have a bestie at work. That's why every time I leave a job and people are like, "Oh, we should stay in touch," I tell them directly, "No, we're not going to stay in touch. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Like, I don't want to put hopes in you thinking after this we're going to hang out. When I'm gone, I'm gone." So please, guys, treat it as a learning institution. Very critical point. Point number 2. You must choose when to engage. Not every conversation is yours. Right? The moment you get into certain conversations, you start owning part of those conversations. So that means the moment you guys start talking about this one is sleeping with HR, that's why they are getting promotions. You now own that frustration by engaging in it. So what? So what if they took the strategy to sleep with HR and the boss and everything? Ungenaphi when? Why is this your conversation? Why are you engaging with it? Why are you getting frustrated over it? Why is it consuming you at night when you sleep and you end up hating everything? Bayekeleni. Let those who do that do it. It's their strategy. You've got your own strategy. Your own strategy is point number one. You go to the workplace to learn. You go to the workplace to learn, right? So let's speak about Ubon is talking about a bad environment, conducive for your health, and then somebody else spoke about the manager, right? That was treating them bad, and it led to a dismissal. Guys, Mbalentle, welcome. Guys, you are not trees. You can move. You are not trees. You can move. I've worked for so many companies in my life because when I'm not happy, I fire the employer. That's what I call resigning. I call it firing the employer. So first of all, you start disengaging so that your mental health is in a good space. You start disengaging. So all of these things that this person does not like me and whatnot, you take your emotions, you protect them, you move, take a step back. You work on your LinkedIn profile. You work on all of those tasks that have been giving you that will help you to leave a toxic work environment. Go to the blog, careeremporium.co.za. I've got all the tips and tricks for you. And then you leave. You leave. The problem becomes, let me tell you something. If the environment is toxic, it's the environment's problem. But if you are still there, 3 years in, knowing that the environment is toxic, you are now the problem. It's as simple as that. You are now the problem. So that's why I'm very apprehensive when it comes to feeling sorry for people that are in toxic work environments. Because I've seen it happen. I worked for many companies as a director and as senior managers, and I would sit with some of my employees and ask them, why aren't you leaving? Why aren't you leaving? But there's that comfort of the salary because they don't think they're going to get paid the same money somewhere else. There's that comfort of them. A BMW, there's that comfort of the Mercedes Benz, there's that comfort of all of that. At that point, I no longer blame the working environment that is toxic. Now I blame you because there's a point where you need to take accountability. You are not trees. You can move. You are not trees, guys. Right? But we don't get the jobs. We apply, but nothing has come through. We're stuck in a bad work environment. Gracious, let me tell you where the issue is here. And I've spoken about this many times before. There are certain specific reasons why when you apply for a job, you don't get it. Number one, your job application is wrong. Okay. So it does not happen. It does not happen that you just apply for a job and then you do not get it. It does not just happen. We have received a lot of job applications that are wrong. Okay, because you're doing it because you are frustrated and you're doing it because you want to leave this toxic environment, you start applying for 100 positions. When you apply for 100 positions at the same time, let me tell you this, your job applications are going to be wrong because it's frustration, you're doing them at haste, you're doing them at speed, you're just getting them out there. So you're not taking your time to remove your emotions and sit back and relax and do your job applications properly. That's number one. Number two, you guys are failing your interviews. You are failing your interviews. Go to careeremporium.co.za. I've got a blog article about how to stand out in a job interview in 2 steps. Some of you guys are failing your interviews. You are failing them. And that concerns me a lot. Because when you are going for an interview, you are competing with several other candidates. But people become so boring. Guys, you get into an interview, you become so boring. Like, how do you expect to get it? So it's sort of like you want the new company to be responsible for getting you out of a toxic environment, right? You think they owe you that. So when you go for a job interview, all you talk about is this toxic work environment. And then you want them to feel sorry for you. You tell them a sob story. We do not employ people because of sob stories. We employ people because they can add value. AB Da Costa, thank you so much. Guys, please follow my gifters. Follow AB Da Costa. He's now on Radio 2000 doing some amazing stuff. All right. So, guys, you don't do that. Instead, that on its own is a problem. That is it's on its own is a problem. It's a wrong application. You are not filling your application correctly. They ask you to put together a cover letter. You don't put a cover letter. You put something else. So when you are desperate, you will not move. You want to stay in that same position and in that same company. So your job applications are wrong. And number two, you guys are failing your interviews. You're very boring when it comes to your interviews. So go check the blog article. I'll show you how to stand up in a job interview. Okay. And the other company, guys, please, the new company is not responsible for adopting you because you have a sob story. It does not work like that. We employ people that can show value and then that can move the company forward. So we need to be 100% clear on that, right? But sticking back to point number two, guys, you must choose when to engage and when to disengage. For me, that becomes very important. If you are in the process of learning or you're in the process of moving, not all conversations are for you. We get it. Your boss is full of crap. There's nothing you can do. Whenever there's a toxic manager, guys, I'm telling you right now, people that have worked for the company for the last 5 years or people that have left 5 years ago, they will tell you that this guy has always been a problem. So you engaging them and you entertaining their toxicity and whatnot when you know what you are already on your way out because you're putting your job applications, you've got a very beautiful LinkedIn account, you are working on your thought leadership, you are working on your LinkedIn content, you are making the right connections on LinkedIn. If you know you're on your way out, why are you still complaining that this person is full of nonsense? They're not going to change. It's who they are. They are how they are. So not every conversation is for you, especially the nonsense that happens in the kitchen, where people are making coffee and then they are gossiping. You get 10 people there. Now, that is not going to help you. Keep your head down. Learn as much as you can as you are planning your move. You need to change your mindset. You need to change your outlook. All right. Toxic environments, let me tell you, once in your life, you're going to work in a toxic environment. That is guaranteed. That is given. From micromanagers to people that are threatened by you, to people that are, you understand what I'm saying? Once in a lifetime, guys, you are going to work in a toxic work environment. There's nothing you can do about that. So we try to change these things that we can connect. And we try to be able Steve Biko by reporting the toxic manager and everything like that. Let me tell you why sometimes reporting the toxic manager is not gonna work for you, right? Sometimes the toxic manager is toxic to you, right? They're toxic to you. You understand what I'm saying? But from the board perspective, when we look at that manager, we don't care what kind of qualms you have with them. We don't care what's going on. If that manager, at the end of the day, you understand what I'm saying? Steve Biko report abantu, busy reporting them. We will change this talk. No, wait until you become a director. Then you can change it from there. Ogwamanji, just focus on what we focus on. Yes. You know. So you need to understand how the corporate structure works, guys. And let me take you through it a little bit. How the corporate structure works is you've got us as the directors and the board. And as directors on the board, every year there's something that we focus on. So let's say we focus on digitization, right? Let's say I'm a CEO of a big bank and what we want to focus on is digitization. So we want people from the rural areas and whatever to have access to this new system that we've created called e-wallet or whatever the case is. All right. So we focus on that. When we give mandate to our managers, we're saying your department is responsible for linking into our success when it comes to digitization. That's what we speak to the managers about. So we don't say to managers, please hug people when they cry and then, just make sure that you become their friend and whatnot. That's not their mandate. That's not what we put in their job description. So Bona, the way they're going to do it, how they execute on it, they can execute on it by being micromanagers. They can execute on it by being toxic or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, when we're doing Menco and Exco, they come back to us and they say, we've managed to actually get into 6, 7 more rural areas and then digitization is working well. That's all we want from them. So they don't look at me. Oh, they don't shake my hand when they see me in the morning. Oh, they were so rude the other time in the meeting. And then do you expect us as directors to sit in that crash? in that preschool fight, in that high school fight. It's not going to work. So if you're not getting satisfaction, there's an employer that wants you. You are not a tree. Move. Do your job applications correctly. Don't be boring in your job interviews. Simple. Okay. So I'm very apprehensive. I'm very, very, very apprehensive when people are talking about toxicity. I'm not saying it does not exist. I'm not trying to invalidate your feelings. I'm just saying you've got 20 more options, and sometimes you guys don't even explore them. Then you end up sitting in that bad work environment. And then maybe it's because you don't believe in you, and then you don't believe in your skills. You don't believe there's another company that can take you. Now, that's a confidence issue that we need to work on entirely. Okay, guys, let me run through the comments a little bit while you guys marinate on the first 2 points. Then we will get on the last points. All right. But I want you guys to win. You guys are the Fetch Army. I want you guys to win. Okay, Bonnie is saying, I'm nervous in interviews. Bonnie, you can never shake the nerves of the interviews. You can never shake the nerves of the interviews. Everybody who goes to an interview, they will be nervous. So the nerves are not a problem. It's not something that you work on. It's something that you just live through, right? That's just how it is. The thing for me is that prepare your interview content. Go to careeremporium.co.za, guys. It's written there. Underneath, just under your comments, careeremporium.co.za. Go check my articles about interviews. All right. Make sure that you are preparing your interview content. All right. Thank you. I will start to apply. Yes. Okay. That one I saw. Very bad. How to answer the question? What is your salary? What you salary expecting? To me, that is a very complicated question, right? But at the end of the day, there's a lot of research that goes into it. There's benchmarking that goes into it. There's how your skills have improved that goes into it. You've seen other positions offering the same, same positions offering a specific kind of salary. And that's what you bring in. Busi saying that's current life. Busi, you are not a tree. Move. You are Fetch Army, bro. We fetch here. Okay. It's worse when you're reporting to someone who's less qualified. You become a threat automatically. Exactly, Zurudzi. And then once you know that's not going to happen, you know what you do? Let me tell you what you do. There's nothing that is nice as reporting to somebody who's dumber than you, right? Because what you can do is you can take time, use 6 months to learn the systems. Because when you move into a different company and then you move into a senior position, there are certain skills and knowledge and software that you need to take with. Use the 6 months to do that, and then after 6 months, start looking for something else and leave, right? Guys, you are not trees, okay? Where can I get the interview tips? I'm already on the website. Go to the blog. Go to the blog. There's a tab for a blog, right? If you are on the website itself, the menu is on the top right corner. If you are using your mobile phone, just click on the 3 arrows and click on the blog, and then start browsing through the blog articles. It's there. Okay, guys, join the WhatsApp group as well. It's easier for me to send you guys the blog articles. I treat myself as a consultant, even though I'm not. I treat everything as a business transaction. Tando. You've got effects now. I like what Ntando is saying. Guys, you are consultants that are selling your skills to corporate. You guys are actually businesses. You need to understand that you are a business. You are selling your skills. And the more your skills improve, the more expensive they become. So when you go to the next job or when you want an increase, it's because your skills have improved. Sorry, guys, I got disconnected for a bit. I don't know. My network is unstable today. But, I mean, you guys, we are the Fetch Army here. Look at all of the hashtag Fetch Armies that people are putting in the comments. As the Fetch Army, we don't live on hope. We don't wait for people to rescue us. Okay? That's not what we do. We don't hope things will get better. We find ways. We navigate. We don't sit and cry. Okay, yeah, fine. It's good to cry. You can cry for 5 minutes, right? I treat myself as a brand. And I try by all means to improve my skills by learning. Tendai, we're going to meet for a session, you and I. Tendai booked her session. I'm really excited, Tendai, to meet you. I'm going to send you an email today. And then that's, we're going to sort everything out for you, right? We are the Fetch Army. Of course, we are the Fetch Army. We fetch. Every day we wake up, we fetch. All right. So, guys, let me run through the first 2 points. Like Fifi said, Asieli Muntem Sebenzini, we're going to work for us. We learn systems, because that's what I do. I'm a lever. I go, right? If it's not working for me, I go. So Mbali, I'm you, you are me. We don't stay long, right? The longest company I worked for was 3 years. Before that, everyone was 9 months, 8 months, 11 months. Never done more than a year. Because if you don't serve me as Usbusiso in my journey to become what I want to become, I will fire you as the employer and I will go find somebody else. You know why? Because I'm not a 3, I can move. So guys, the last point for me is very important because some of us are already hostile towards the employer from the moment we wake up. You understand? Be known for the work you do, not for being someone's buddy or bosses. Listen to what Fundi is saying. I like that. You know, I really like that. Okay. So in the morning, some of us, when we wake up, we're already hostile towards the workplace. So already we've shut ourselves out of the process of potentially learning, potentially meeting people that can teach us things. And it's normally because of one person. One person. Just because there's some one person in the office who's full of nonsense and then is actually pissing everybody off, we let them affect our whole entire career journey. So when we wake up in the morning, we are already hostile towards the workplace. So we are closed off. The moment you sit down on your desk, you are closed off to learning. You are closed off to meeting somebody potential outside your department who can say, I see an interest in you. I want to teach you some things. Come to this meeting with me. You've closed yourself up because you must remember, when you come in with that attitude, it shows. And you guys think people don't see it. When you come with this attitude of, I don't want to be here and whatnot, you know what? You think you're punishing us as directors. It's okay, then carry on with your nonsense. What you will do is that you will get your inflationary increase, but when conversations about... And here's the thing, right? When the workplace changes and all of a sudden when you are happy, now we must hug you after you've given us attitude for the last year. Now that you've sort of like changed your mind, now we must be happy and hug you. No, we will remember the first attitude that you gave us. So when there's learning opportunities comes, you're not getting anything. When those promotion opportunities comes, you are not getting anything. When everybody is starting to work together and then we're starting to build together, we're not going to hug you. We're not going to hug you. We're not going to work on your schedule. You wake up in the morning hating us, it's 100% okay. Yes, you are not friends, right? Listen to the first sentence. I understand. Yes, you are not friends, but you aren't enemies either. So you don't have to like me as your director. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to go out for coffee. We don't even have to smile at each other. But we don't need to be fighting. We don't need to be giving each other attitude. Right? Put yourself in a position where when things do get better and as the company grows and there's more things that we can do, at least we know you are not the kind of person who was walking in and giving us attitude all the time and doing bare minimum, thinking you are punishing us and whatnot. So when you wake up with that wrong mindset in the morning, it's very problematic. Right? True. You become programmed. Exactly. It's the foundation that lacks. It's important to ensure that you get a good foundation. Exactly. You know, I'm happy to have joined. I needed to hear this. I'm happy that you are hearing this. Right? So guys, that hostility of waking up in the morning, I don't know what kind of politics you guys watch. And I can tell you something, guys. I will be fair because I must look at both sides of the coin. Yes, there are people that will make your workplace experience a horrible one. Guys, I'm not denying that. I've worked before I started my business. I've been an executive. I've seen both sides of it. There are just people that are problematic. You know, and we don't know where it started. Maybe it's because that person took the last coffee and you are about to make coffee and then isn't those jiga between you guys because of that. We don't know. We don't know where this whole thing comes from, right? And then now you're going to go and call it toxic, and then you haven't addressed it with this person, and this person is not willing to address it with you. It's trickling down into meetings. It's trickling down into how they abuse their power and whatnot. I'm not denying that. I am not denying that. I'm saying it is there. But what I'm saying is you must choose when to engage, number one. And number two, you can't let that now make you look at your whole entire workplace as a place that's full of people that are full of nonsense when there's 1 or 2, 3 people that you can actually avoid and treat the workplace like a learning institution and do what needs to be done. And because you are not a 3, you can move. And then because you fetch army, you can get through this. That's what the fetch army does. We understand we don't wonder if there are difficult circumstances or not. As the Fetch Army, we know there are difficult circumstances. We've accepted that a long time ago. We work on navigating them. We fetch our freedom. You understand? In every company, there's a difficult person. Exactly, Edna. In every company, I remember somebody says, oh, I hope I get my dream workplace where everything is nice and smooth and where everybody is hugging. I was like, good luck. Seriously, good luck. If you go to a place where there's nobody who's problematic, and also, guys, you must remember, problematic is subjective. Problematic is subjective. It's based on our own personalities as well. It's like you're talking to how I did get here. Thank you. It's a pleasure. As long as you guys are enjoying this, please make sure that you're following me as well so that you can know whenever I go live. Today I went live late. Normally it's 2 o'clock. I went at 2:30. Okay. So we understand as the Fetch Army that there are difficult circumstances. We are not even negotiating whether there are difficult circumstances or not. And like I was saying, toxicity is subjective. Guys, there was one person that they told me, I moved into a new workplace. They told me, Spoo, look out for this person. This person is full of nonsense. This person is toxic. Oh my gosh, this is a person that you'll never be able to deal with. Let me tell you something. I got into the workplace. That person is the person that I got along with the most. Right? Because me as Fetch Army, I wasn't walking around feeling sorry for myself. I wasn't walking around not trusting myself. So whenever that person challenged me, I understood the angle at which they were challenging me. This person was actually trying to make me grow. Right? And they just happened to be blunt and straight to the point. I appreciated that. But there were people that were feeling sorry for themselves in the company, and then they didn't appreciate that because they wanted hugs and kisses and all of that, right? They wanted roses. I think at home they were spoiled. They wanted to be spoiled in the workplace. That's not going to work. Nanali, hi. Thank you for coming through. My previous workplace have made me not like what I studied. The passion is dead. Makashi, please go to keraemporium.co.za, book a session. Let me talk to you, right? And then you will understand that the workplace does not have that much power over you. One thing they'll never take away from you is the fact that you have potential. One thing they'll never take away from you is your qualification. One thing they'll never take away from you, I trust that you have a beautiful personality, because a lot of people that come to my life, they just have beautiful personalities, right? So I trust that that's what you have, and nobody can take that away from you. I think right now you are overthinking this whole thing, and yes, you did go through the trauma. We just need to unpack it, put it in a doggy bag, and throw it somewhere. Because you are Fetch Army now. You came into this life, you are Fetch Army. Fetch Army, we do not get stuck. We refuse to get stuck. We move. We fight. Right? Life pushes, Fetch Army pushes back. That's what we do as the army here. All right. So guys, don't treat the employer as the enemy. Don't do that. Your attitude shows when you come to work already looking all pissy and not willing to contribute and not willing to learn and not willing to all of that. It shows. No work environment will take away your good character. There you go. 100% G. No work environment will take away your good character. Right? You've been traumatized, guys. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, you guys are Fetch Army. You are a special kind of person. That's why you are in this life. And in this here, we change that mindset. We own the pain, we own the trauma, we own the nonsense. But we make plans, we navigate. Okay, it's time to move. So guys, that's why your LinkedIn profiles, when I talk to you guys about your LinkedIn profiles, I'm not playing when I'm talking about your LinkedIn profiles, guys. Be visible to employers that want you exactly the way you are. If you're an introvert, there's somebody who wants you as an introvert. If you are bubbly, there's somebody who wants you as a bubbly person. I remember one client of mine, oh my word, I must bring her here one day. She's the kind of person, very beautiful lady. She's the kind of person that paints her hair pink. You understand? When she goes to work, she is pink pants, a blue shirt, and purple tie. Colorful person, right? She calls herself the unicorn. For a very long time, she worked in environments that were just changing her appearance all the time. I found her almost giving up her whole entire personality. And I said to you, there's an employer that wants you the way you are. And she said to me, no, coach. Every company that I worked for, they keep telling me. I said to you, you need to listen to me, right? You need to listen to me. There's a workplace that wants you exactly the way you are. So don't go changing your hair. Don't go doing anything. We worked on her LinkedIn profile. I said the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take your personality. We're going to make it shine on your LinkedIn profile. So that picture that you've taken, your profile picture, is not you. The cover image that you've put there is not you. The way you've written things, they're not with your bubbly personality. You can see somebody wrote this for you. So let's take that and let's put it in there. And once we put her personality there, and the way she was posting, she was putting her personality. People that wanted somebody like her, they found her. They found her. Today, executive. 33-year-old executive. She's up there. Right? Every bad thing has to be a stepping stone to a better you. Dropping some wisdom. Yeah, I need to work on my LinkedIn profile. It's important. Bonnie, come. careeremporium.co.za. Come through. Sorry to ask, how do we deal with bullies at work who are older as a young individual? Let's say two options, right? Number one, it's either you're going to stay for a little bit and leave them alone. Just leave the bully. Like somebody said, you must treat this like high school. It's exactly that, right? So you can just leave them, keep your head down, learn as much as you can because you know you're going to move, and then start making a plan, 3 to 6 months plan to move into a different job. That's option number 2, right? So it's one option all put together. You ignore the bully, you let them do what they do, you learn as much as you can, as I said in point number 1, and then you start building your 3 to 6 months plan to move. Because guys, moving to a new job, it's not a 1 day, 2 day thing. It's a 3 to 6 months, right? Positions need to open up, people need to be shortlisted, internal problems happen, they have to freeze their positions and whatnot, right? So for that 3 to 6 months, you want to survive by ignoring the bully, but don't try and report them. Nothing's going to happen. I'm a bubbly person, is just who I am, and I will be accepted just the way I am. I like it. Mara, how do you deal with an abusive employer and using the autocrat leadership styles? Fiso, like I said, give them what they want. If they feel like they have ideas and the ideas are bigger than yours, give them what they want, execute on what you need to execute on. Don't come up with ideas because you know they're not going to accept them. 6 months, learn as much as you can because you are in a learning environment that can teach you things. Learn as much as you can. Start your 3 to 6 months plan. Fix your LinkedIn profile. Put yourself out there and then leave. You are not a tree. We must move, guys. We move, right? We are not trees. We move. So, guys, I hope this little masterclass here can help you to cope and be in a good mental space while you start dreaming about that executive position, while you start dreaming about being in Exco, while you start dreaming about these big things. Right? This is how you survive. You need to survive the current environment before you move into a big one. That's what I used to do. My first job was nice. My second job was great. My third job was the worst. Okay, was the worst. So in my third job, they looked like a cult. All right. So they used to watch this one priest every break, and they watch these videos, and then they would pray, and then they would. It was weird. It was some shady stuff that was happening there. Shady stuff, right? But at that time, it was in Pretoria, and then my wife was studying at the University of Pretoria, right? So it was easy for me during lunch breaks to leave them with their cult mentality and do what I needed to do. And because they were a cult and I was not part of the cult, obviously I was ousted, right? I was treated like an outsider. Do you think I cared? I'm not there to make friends. I'm not here for a popularity contest. I didn't care. They ousted me. So that means they never spoke to me. They never involved me in things. Sometimes I would hear Witibona during the weekend. They got together at somebody else's house and whatnot. And then I was not invited. What do I care? Point number 1, treat the workplace like a learning institution, not a social one. I did not care. So some of you guys are affected mentally because, they're sidelining me. Mabadla, lunch, they're eating and then they don't. Come on. Guys, no. We're not going to do that. And then that becomes the basis of, it's toxic here. No, we're not going to do that. I'm not a tree. I can move out of a toxic environment. I need a plan to exit. It's been 8 years. The Fetch Army is behind you. You are going to exit, right? This masterclass is helpful. I wish I knew about it earlier. So come again tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Masterclasses are every day. Masterclasses are every day, right? And then Kobuto is right. It's never too late. We all start here. Exactly. It's never easy though, especially when you are in a position of influence. So, Masenat, you were saying something that's very interesting. The first thing that I always tell my clients is, nobody said it would be easy. Nobody said it would be easy. Nothing is easy. And that's why I never discuss hard times and difficult times. Because it's given. From the day you were born, when you couldn't go to the bathroom on your own, difficulties and challenges started there. When you couldn't walk and other people were walking, right? Primary school difficulties. You have to wake up in the morning and you are a child. High school difficulties, bullies. So I never speak about difficulties. Nobody said anything would be easy. And that's what the Fetch Army mentality is about. The Fetch Army mentality is we've accepted that life is difficult and we've accepted that life is challenging and we don't talk about it anymore because it is what it is. But what do we do as the Fetch Army? We fetch anyway. In the midst of everything. Desri, hi. Thank you for coming through. Yes, Desri, it's okay. It's okay. I got the job, guys. See, Desiree, wait. Guys, let's take a step back. You know how we do as the Fetch Army. Desiree got the job. Desiree told us she was going for an interview, and Desiree do the right thing as the Fetch Army, guys. Respond to her comment with fire emojis, congratulations emojis, because that's what the Fetch Army does. When one of us wins, all of us wins. Desiree, wow. Wow. Desiree did it. Oh, you guys have started congratulating her. Yes, guys, that's what we do here. That's what we do. Oh, this is lovely. Look at you guys. Hey, Rahadi. I'm an official journalist. Desiree, you made us so proud. You see, guys, this is what happens when you fetch. You understand what I'm saying? This is what happens when you fetch. Desiree went and fetched. What I'm saying, guys, that's why this family, this Fetch Army right here, guys, if you're not following me, make sure you follow me so that you can be part of the Fetch Army. That's what we do. I mean, when Desiree was here and she was explaining to us this is what's going on, the whole crew was behind her. The whole troop, all of the troops were behind her. We've got you. You know, that's why she's saying you guys are the best. We've got you. That's what we do here. So all of you guys that are feeling scared and then you're feeling like, oh man, this sucks and whatnot. My boss, this and that. Trust me, the Fetch Army has got you. When you walk into that office, you're not walking alone. You understand? You are not walking alone when you walk into that office where there are people that are full of nonsense. Did I miss something from Tefi? Wait, guys, did I miss something? I think I might have missed something. Oh, I've been a Fetch Army all my life. I'm starting a new job. Yes, guys, Tefi, I missed it. Fetch Army does. You guys see what happens? And guys, look at the space that you're in. Look at the space that you're in. We've got Desiree and then we've got Tefi today doing the most and fetching, right? And it's that mental. You see, she's saying I've been Fetch Army from the beginning. Guys, when I became Fetch Army and adopted the Fetch Army mindset, let me tell you something, okay? I was young. I was 23. And I looked at the workplace. I was in my second job and I said, I understand what a jungle it is here. And from a boy from Mamelodi in the township, I said, you're going to have to work 15 times harder here. But you can't be ass kissing and whatnot. You're going to have to. And I started watching a lot of military stuff, guys. That's why it's called the Fetch Army. I know a lot about army stuff. I know about tactical stuff. That's what I watch when I sit on YouTube. Tactically, how do you move? How do soldiers think? How do soldiers approach a problem? That's the mentality that I adopted. And hence, I created this Fetch Army right here. And that's why the Fetch Army will win, because the way we approach things, we don't approach them like anybody else. We approach them with the mindset of, I am dangerous as well. If you think you are dangerous, you know nothing about me. I am dangerous, and don't push me, Because if you push me, I will fetch that promotion. I will fetch your position. I will fetch that executive position. That's what the Fetch Army does, right? It's that mindset. So we don't entertain small conversations in the Fetch Army, guys. Never trust someone at work, because when a day comes to push, they will throw you under the bus. Everybody is there to look out for themselves. And that's and rightfully so. It's like you cannot hate on somebody who puts their family first at home, their kids, their husband. You cannot blame somebody who puts their family first. You cannot hate on that. Who do you think Spoo looks out for the most? Mina. Apart from the Fetch Army, obviously, because I love you guys so much. But I mean, exactly, coach. I'm dangerously fetching it. Look at this. I'm loving this day. You see, guys, this kind of confidence and this kind of sweet aggression, if I can put it like that, right? I'm dangerously fetching editorial position. That's how the Fetch Army thinks, guys. She's already saying next step. Desiree is already saying next step. You don't waste, guys. You need to spend a lot of time with yourselves. That's what you need to do. For me, that's the important thing. If you're not spending enough time with yourself having these conversations, I'm telling you, you are going to be fragile. You are going to be fragile, and that fragility, I'm telling you, is going to make you sit back, relax, and do nothing. Coach, you are excellently inspiring us. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Go read. In fact, don't even read. Go watch the Art of War videos on YouTube and understand how the Art of War works. Tina, we're the Fetch Army. We are fetching, guys. We don't sit back. We don't go by status quo. Essence, thank you for coming through. I hope you're following. So as the Fetch Army, guys, we don't live on hope. We don't live on status quo. We don't live on processes that have been created that we can't control. That's what sets a high performer apart from the rest. And you know what, Masinat? That's what we want to be. As the Fetch Army, we are high performers. We don't play for second. The Fetch Army plays for first. You understand? And if we lose, we take it like a champion. That's what the Fetch Army does. But we don't fear losing. We don't fear being rejected. We don't fear going for those top interviews and being told, go back to the drawing board. When they tell us that, we go back to the freaking drawing board. That is what the Fetch Army does. So, running through the points again, treat the workplace like a learning institution, not a social one. When you are there as Fetch Army, you get in there, you look at all of the software that's presented in front of you, you learn each and every one of it because you know it's going to benefit you in future. Whenever there's new processes and systems that have come in place, you take the manual of the company, you study them because you know to be a director, you need to understand how to implement and audit processes and procedures. You get what I'm saying? Whenever something is presented in front of you, they're saying, hey guys, there's a conference that's happening somewhere. And then all of the people are like, yeah, no, I don't feel like going to this conference because I don't want to do a lot for this company. When you put your hands up and you're like, please send me to that conference so that I can go and learn and meet people. That's what the Fetch Army does. These friendship, cliques, group assignments and whatnot, the Fetch Army doesn't do that because we play for first place. We don't play for second place, right? Number 2, choose when to engage. Not every conversation is yours. Guys, if people are busy gossiping about who's sleeping with who, who's dating with who, if they are coming up with some gossip about, did you hear this one stole money from the company and whatnot, it's not your conversation. Not when you're part of the Fetch Army. It's too low for us, that conversation as the Fetch Army. We don't want to engage on that. But if we hear people saying, there's this conference that's happening and there's going to be, these directors and whatnot, you run straight to HR and say, please, as the Fetch Army, you're like, please, can I please? I'm hearing something about a conference. Is it possible for you to put me in? You put your hand up. That's what the Fetch Army does, right? When you hear about this new software that people are working on, you're like, and there's a working group as the Fetch Army, like, please add me to the working group. Even though you don't know if you're going to contribute positively or you're going to make a fool of yourself in that working group, you go there. You go there, right? You put your hand up and you're like, yes, I'm going to be part of that working group. That's what the Fetch Army does. They tell me I'm too serious about work and I don't share personal. That's good. Essence, that is good. Hashtag Fetch Army, right? That's what you're there to do. Listen here. Do you think when soldiers go into a war zone, they want to be friends with everybody else who's there and then share personal stories and like, okay, now we can get into war. It doesn't work like that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the Fetch Army does, guys. Get into working groups. Let this squeezing in. Squeeze yourself in where things are happening, where great conversations are happening. Number 3, you don't treat your employer as the enemy. Ever. There might be 2-3 problematic people within the company, but you don't look at the whole company and say it's a problem, because you close yourself off from learning. You close yourself off from participating in working groups. You close yourself off from even noticing that there are other opportunities that are there. Right? Fetch Army don't play that. So guys, I hope you heard me. I hope you're going to take this. I hope you're going to change your perspective. I hope you're going to think differently. I was limping and now fed hardly 10 minutes. This Fetch Army, wow, so informative. I'm glad, guys. You on Bluetooth, such a breath of fresh air. Positive comments. Please also put me in for conference, please. Exactly, you put your hands up. Even me. You're saying even me. That's the line that I used to tell my staff members, right? I say you must be the even me kind of guy. If everybody's saying, guys, we want to grow this company, you must say even me. When they say, guys, there's this huge conference that's happening and we're all gonna go there, you must say even me. When they say, guys, there's this working group that is happening where we're gonna bring in experts to get, you must say even me. So you must be the even me kind of guy. Put yourself in there. Forget all of the nonsense that's happening in the kitchen. Oh yes, we'll still learn a few things from our employees. Exactly. You will still learn some stuff. They are not entirely bad. The fact that they have money that they're using to buy these systems and processes, thank them for that, because you can take those systems and processes and use them. You see the energy you have in them. Exactly. Motivated for my job interview on Wednesday. Makashi, guys, let's wish Makashi all the best for an interview. Fetch Army, let's do the right thing. Please, good luck messages for one of our troops, Makashi. She's going for a job interview. So please, guys, let's wish her the best of luck before the live ends at 12:30. Please, guys, wish her the best of luck. Let's give them the fire emojis. She's going to get it. Makashi, you are walking into that interview with the Fetch Army. You understand me? You are not walking into that interview alone. Right? Polish your weapons. Take that sniper weapon. When you get in there, you fetch that interview. You kill that interview. You kill it. We are with you. We are following you. Right? How do you avoid people who like working in groups, can't finish takes on their own without seeming selfish? Then you must seem selfish. Itu, you must still seem selfish. Itu, let me tell you something. You must be very selfish when it comes to your career growth, because other people will do the same to you at a blink of an eye. So don't be scared to not seem selfish. Then seem selfish. If it's time to seem selfish, and then you must seem selfish. It's as simple as that. Right? So guys, we're going to close off the live. I'm going to give you guys shout outs. So if you are here, don't leave the live until I've given you a shout out, right? Guys, it's tradition. If you leave the live before I give you a shout out, you're not following tradition. But in the meantime, as I'm giving you guys shout outs, I want you to put in the comments, #FetchArmy. Okay, this is our tradition, guys. If you're new here, this is what we do. I always give you guys shout outs before we leave. But you guys, while I'm giving shout outs, you have to put in the comments, #FetchArmy. Okay, who's gonna start the train? #FetchArmy. All of you guys, you type it. Then I'm gonna run through all of your names, and then I'm gonna give you guys all the shout outs. There you go. Desiree has started the train. #FetchArmy. Keep it going. I'm gonna give you guys shout outs. Okay. Thanks to everybody who's coming through. Makashi, we see you. You're going to walk in that interview with us, okay? Komane, I see you. Lebza, Wahavila, I see you. PK, I see you. Queen Mujaji, I see you. Shirley, I see you. Busi, I see you. Edeline, I see you. Mary Kay, I see you. Hawakuka, I see you. Pruberry, I see you. Fundi, thank you for engaging. I see you. Gidi, I'm loving your spirit. Thank you for coming through. Precious, I see you. Mimimia, I see you. Mrs. GJ, I see you. Edna, thank you for coming through and engaging. I see you. TT, I see you. Stabi, I see you. Marihlabe, I see you. Tefi, hey man, keep fetching. I see you. Okti, my friend, thank you for coming through. One of the loyal Fetch Army soldiers right here. Pile, I see you. Tulofelo, I see you. Big Sis Lindy, I see you. Nana Lee, my friend. Skim Samsekazi, I see you. She Grows, I see you. Lebohang, Manamel, I didn't even see that you are here. So Lebohang, next time you must share as well that you are making big moves, you know. But I see you. I see you. Khopoto, I see you. Sfisom Shlong, I see you. Mr. Unchained, I see you. Tendai, I'm going to send you an email today. We're going to be booking your LinkedIn session. Guys, go to keraemporium.co.za, book your sessions. One of our troops today, before I joined this session, Diale, I found her right here in the Fetch Army. We just finished her LinkedIn session and she's going to be booking another one. Lady D, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you and your engagement. Neo Cool Chick, I see you. Khaukhelo, I see you. G Omhle, I see you. I can't wait for your session. Voodoo Goddess, I see you. Radilefe, I see you. D, I see you. Figila, I see you. Rahadi Lesejo, my friend, I see you. User 1771, I wish I knew your name, but I see you. Essence of May, welcome to the Fetch Army. I see you. Lungelo, I see you. Offensa, I see you. Tenjiwa, I see you. User 84, I wish I knew your name. Please go change your name so that I can give you a proper shout out. I see you. Tseho, I see you. Kozi, I see you. Kakis, I see you. Ngoba Hatebe, I see you. 6376, I see you. Singo, I see you. Zolega, I see you. Happiness, I see you. Gottlieb B, I see you. Tandega, I see you. Sbugo, I see you. Ellis, I see you. Naomi, I see you. Tulu M, I see you. Fundo Kreya, I see you, and Piwe, I see you. Guys, if I missed your name, I'm very sorry, but I'm going with the list that we've been given. Thank you for typing hashtag Fetch Army. I appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow at 14 o'clock. In the meantime, guys, keep fetching. We don't play for second place. We are the Fetch Army. Sharp, sharp, guys.